welcome to Survivor Live. This season, we are getting up close and personal with your favorite castaways, and we are using your help to do it. So tweet us using hashtag Survivor Live, and we will bring you into the conversation as we go. Today, we are joined by one of the biggest players in the game, and one of my favorites, and I'm so sad to see you go, Cliff Robinson, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're applauding from your homes, wherever you're watching this show. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you. A little bit sad.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but you know, it's part of the game. It's
getting voted out.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
It's a real bummer, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
I have to know, because you have so much success in life already, what made you want to do Survivor?
I'm a big fan of the show. I've always been a fan of the show, and you know, sitting around making. Second guessing people's decisions on the show with my wife. She kind of put me to task and caught me on it. So
okay, so this was a challenge for your wife?
It was a challenge. It was a challenge, and I had to step up.
It's a little different from, like, they call it the Monday night quarterback, right? When you're, well, what's the basketball term for that?
It's still we still call it armchair quarterback.
Armchair quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah. Monday night quarterback. Did I just make that up?
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, well, that shows how much I know about sports. Armchair quarterback.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So yeah, it's totally different when you're watching it from home.
Oh, for sure.
To when you're out there.
Oh, definitely.
So what were a few key differences for you?
Well, you know, watching it on TV, you have a different perception of how things are going on out on the beach, or out on that where the game is being played. So for me, I'm like, oh well, they got to be yelling cut. They got to be giving these guys a minute to get themselves together, or you know, just give them some time. And that's not happening. You know, it's ongoing, 24 hours a day. You know, the game is always being taped, and there is no cut.
Was that surprising for you?
The day when, what was actually the day where we were on the beach and it was raining all night, and it was like gale force winds. I was thinking, well, they might come and get us off the beach for a second just to let this calm down, but that didn't happen.
I think that's probably what people who get shipwrecked, you know, think when they're there. They're shipwrecked really on a deserted island. They're like, help is coming tomorrow. And they see the helicopter swirling, but you're just being filmed. You're not being rescued.
Yeah, you're not being rescued. You're out there. You got to try to do the best to take advantage of what's in your environment and you know, and play the game.
Was that wild for you? Because you're strong, you're athletic, you work out, like you've been through some physically tough times in your life. How did this differ for you?
You know what, far as the conditions, you know, I've gone camping, I've gone fishing, but when the weather is bad, you go inside.
Yeah. You drink some lemonade,
you
eat a hot dog.
You chill, you wait for the weather to get better, not on Survivor. You know,
Right.
the toughest night was probably the night when it rained all night. We had no tarp. I mean, if you watch the episode, our hands were all, you know, messed up from the.
And the problem with you is people would stand under you for shelter. Like, you have nowhere to go.
They would try to.
They could hide under you. You could just be like,
they could try
over them.
to come over here. I'll cover you up.
Did that ever happen?
No, but I gave up my coat quite a bit. I gave my jacket up a few times, you know.
You're a gentleman.
You see the ladies out there cold.
How did you bond with Lindsay so fast, right off the bat?
You know what? I think, you know, in the pregame, we kind of, you know, you can't talk to anyone, but you kind of look around, you see people that you think you might have a good connection with, and I thought that I would probably have a good connection with her, and once we hit the beach, it just kind of clicked.
Those first impressions mean something, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
They do.
So she was your initial alliance right away?
Wu, Sarah, and Lindsay was my initial alliance.
And then what the heck happened with Sarah?
Sarah got caught up with Tony.
I can't believe she bought it.
Yeah, she got
But she was tight with you before? Because we didn't really see that.
Well, what happened was Tony revealed to her that he was a police officer. And she's a police officer, and he used the old blue blood
She really
he used the
digs
blue blood.
those cups,
Yeah, and she fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. But as you see, Tony's not playing. Doesn't care about any blue bloods. He's all
No.
about himself.
No, Tony's a little rustly.
Eh,
He's a Russell Hantz.
yeah, he's got a little touch of him. He's got a little touch of Russell. I wouldn't.
He does.
He got a little
Causing
touch.
chaos, spreading lies. Otherwise, your camp looked so pleasant. You guys are winning. You're strong. You're having fun. You and we were kicking it on a boat, you know.
Well, you know what? I guess Tony figured out that the way to get on camera is to start causing controversy, so that's what he did.
Oh, I see.
So you can't blame him for that.
He's trying to be a star.
Yeah, he's trying to be on TV.
You
It's all
can't
good.
try to be a star when you hang out with Cliff.
It's all good. I had my star days already.
Well, now you're an extra star because now you're on
I'm
Survivor.
on Survivor. I'm in the Survivor family.
So how did your
It's all
wife
good.
react to you going on the show?
She was excited. Mm-hmm. You know, she was excited for the opportunity for me to go out and play the game that I've been a fan of for so long, which was, she was happy about that, and she wanted to see if I could do it. You know, that was the.
Is she proud of you?
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
You
She
did
wish
well.
She wish I would have gone further, but
I think everyone
I
wishes
wish I
you would
would've
have gone further.
yeah.
What was your biggest mistake?
Probably not doing a better job handling the relationship with Trish.
Did you talk to her? Because
I talked.
she's like, Cliff never talks to me.
I talked to her, but I didn't talk to her about the game or strategy. I just kept it on the surface because, to tell you the truth, I thought I was good with my alliance, and I thought eventually I was going to be able to get her out of there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So were you not anticipating a tribe swap?
I was anticipating a tribe swap. I didn't know how it was going to come out, but the game is always evolving. You know that, and you got to make adjustments on the fly. And when I seen how the mix up the tribe went, I still felt pretty comfortable about the way things were going.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it.
Yeah, it looked good.
It looked
good.
great.
Yeah.
You guys had full bronze.
Yeah.
You were all set.
Yeah.
So do you
would
think you got a little comfortable then?
That's what happened. I got a little comfortable. In 14 days, we hadn't had to go to tribal.
Yeah.
So in those 14 days, a lot of things have changed. Relationships, how you look at people. Tony, at first I was thinking, well, I gotta watch Tony. I gotta keep an eye on him. But as we merged into another tribe and we had 5 of our original members with us, I thought Tony's going to be smart here and get rid of these guys, and then we'll keep playing our other game down the line.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out that way.
I know. It was that Trish. I think it's the Trish and Lindsay dynamic that really worked against you.
Yeah, I think so. I think the fact
Because
that,
Lindsay is your number one.
Yes. I think the fact that they didn't get along and Trish was in tight with Tony. I think Tony felt like, well, if I don't stick with her, then down the line something could happen with me. So, like I said, the game's always evolving.
But the thing is also, Tony was threatened by you from day one. It's very obvious.
This is
You're
true.
very tall.
This is true.
And very good looking. And he's probably like, I got to get rid of this guy because I want to be the star, because you already said that. So now I'm just putting myself into Tony's shoes for a second. And I think that, he wanted to get rid of you so he could shine.
That's a possibility.
It's a strong possibility.
But, also, I was doing very good in the challenges.
Yeah.
And I think down the line, he might have figured that, I got to get rid of this guy when I have a chance, because he'll be tough down the line.
How would you have been at a challenge where you would have had to stand really still and hold your arms over your head for a long time? Do you think you could have won one of those?
I don't know. Probably not. It all depends. You know what I mean? I know which challenge that I couldn't do, and I think you won it. When you got to put your feet on the.
Oh yeah, no. I'm looking at your feet right now. You would have had a really hard time.
You would have had a tough time with that one, right?
That would have been a real problem for you.
That would have been a tough one.
Yeah, but you were really doing well in the challenges, so I would think that your tribe would have want to kept you on, and now I think they're at a huge detriment not having you.
Well, I would like to think so. I thought, moving forward that, you always want to try to keep your tribe strong for challenges.
Yeah.
And as you merge into, a smaller game, then you start picking off the people that are good in
Right.
challenges. But, I felt as though I was doing well in the challenges, and I was, making some headway socially. So, they figured they had to get rid of
They
me.
had to get rid of you.
Yeah.
You were too much of a threat.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this before we get to some of our fan questions. I'm dying to know. I don't understand why LJ didn't play his idol. It makes zero sense to me. He looked like he was probably going to go home. What didn't we see on the beach? There must have been some stuff.
Well, I don't think there could have been a conversation between Tony and LJ regarding the idols.
There could have been?
I don't think there could have been. Don't you think they would have put that on the?
I think that they would have.
They would have put that on.
I think that would have made the
that would have
cut,
been,
for
yeah,
sure.
that would have been a major
Yeah.
part of the storyline. So I think Trish and the Massachusetts connection with LJ did a really good job at convincing LJ that she had Tony with her.
But he still had to, Tony's still a wild card running around,
I know.
talking
but,
to you all the whole time.
But
That's
there
dangerous.
could have been something that went on that we didn't see. Tony could have had a conversation or gave LJ some kind of indication that he was
Okay.
a part of the.
So you didn't see any of that?
I didn't see it. I didn't see
And
it.
going into Tribal, how safe did you feel?
I felt pretty good, but there was a conversation that I had with Tony before going to Tribal that I had to call him on, because Trish was talking about something that she couldn't have talked about with Jeffra. She had a conversation with Jeffra regarding something that I talked to Tony about. And the only way that she would have known that the conversation took place is if Tony told her.
Okay, so you knew that he sold you out.
I knew that he did. I knew that he was doing something fishy, but by the time that I figured that out, we were heading to Tribal, and I couldn't.
There was nothing you
There was
could do
nothing
at
I
that
could do
point.
at that point.
Did you think about politicking a little hard at Tribal when Jeff was asking questions? Because we've seen people change their votes at Tribal.
Yeah, I thought I was doing a good job politicking. Trying to keep everybody on task, trying to keep everybody understanding that we had the numbers moving forward, that LJ and Jeffra should be out of here.
Right.
And let's make Trish come crawling back to us,
Yeah.
to see how that happens. But it didn't work out that way.
Well, we've seen this work out before in previous seasons of Survivor when a gang has the numbers and then the two or the one person kind of creeps in there and then the whole gang gets demolished.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what's going to happen?
You know what? I just want to see Trish getting out.
A little vengeance.
I want to see Trish go because, Trish tried to make it, make me out to be a lazy person on the, around camp, which was far from true.
I can't imagine that to be true.
She got the whole. She started calling me shady, and Jeffra, after meeting me for a day, now she's running around calling me shady. Come on, you haven't.
Why are they
even,
calling you shit? Because you're not talking to her. Was that why you weren't talking to her though? Because she was running around telling everyone you're shady.
Well, I knew. I just, how when you're out there, you got to try to fight. You got to try to fight letting things bother you. Mm-hmm. Things that people do. You gotta, things that might bother you on a regular basis. You gotta try to let that stuff go. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, it reached a point with Trish where I was just like, you know what, I don't like you. Me and you we would never be friends outside of Survivor. So I kind of regret letting that come out a little
Got
bit.
in the way a little
Yeah,
bit.
it got in the way a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard out there to lock it up though.
It is.
Especially if you feel safe and comfortable. Because if you felt uncomfortable and you weren't safe and you knew you were possibly going home, you probably would have tried a little harder to be nice, maybe kiss some ass a little bit.
Of course. I thought, I felt really good with my alliance. I felt really good with Lindsay, Wu, and I thought Tony. I thought Tony understood the game a little bit more. Mm-hmm. That you would want to take somebody with me to the end with you because at the end of the day, they're all probably not going to vote for me.
Right.
So, but he,
Did Did you use that? Was that part of your campaign?
That was a part of my campaign that I didn't get a chance to use.
You didn't get that far.
I didn't get that far.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
didn't get that far. It was coming into play, but
Yeah.
it hadn't come into play yet.
I know, and I know a lot of the fans were really bummed last night because people were tweeting about how sad they were to see you go. So let's take some fan questions now. This one is from Gigi. Gigi asks, how did your status as an NBA player affect your game? It's kind of what we were just talking about.
It totally affected my game. It was more of a hindrance than I thought it would be.
Oh, really? Because you
Yeah.
had groupies right off the bat.
Well, but I thought, well, once I reveal that I played basketball because Wu outed me, once I reveal that, then I'm establishing some trust. Mm-hmm. But, there's always going to be that person that doesn't want someone who's, been a professional athlete or someone who's been in a position to make money.
Right.
There's always going to be that person that doesn't want you to win.
I know.
That's
we see it
always
every
gonna-
time.
yeah.
Happened with Jeff Kent. Did you watch him play
Yes.
too?
Mm-hmm.
And even with Brad Culpepper and Monica
Yeah.
Culpepper.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
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 That happens
Those
all the
sports
time.
figures, you guys just can't
But-
catch a break on Survivor.
But you know what? I'm ready to go back.
Are you?
I'm ready to go back, Pav. I'm ready to go back.
All right.
I'm ready to maneuver. I think I
I'd
can
take you
maneuver
back.
through that. Thank you. Let's go.
What would you do differently this time?
I probably would, I'm nice by nature. I can't not be nice, but I would just try my best to make sure that I'm massaging every relationship a little bit more.
And you would have massaged Trish.
Not physically massaged.
Not a Laura Moret massage. Let's be clear.
No.
But you would have done a little more schmoozing.
I would have done a little more schmoozing, a little more making her feel as though she was welcomed by me.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm Trish, honestly, my best play is to get rid of you. Because clearly I'm on the bottom of the alliance. I hate your best friend. I don't understand why I shouldn't get rid of Lindsay first. That doesn't make sense to me, because if they hated each other, why not just go for Lindsay?
Well, she probably had the same thought process that I had, because I wanted to, since she had realigned herself with LJ,
Yeah.
I wanted to get rid of LJ, which was a really good play because LJ was very strong in challenges, puzzles, all that stuff.
Plus likable and from the other team.
Yes, I wanted to get rid of him and make Trish come.
Yeah.
I wanted to make her come back to us.
Oh, you just wanted to hurt her.
Yeah, I wanted to make her. I just wanted to make.
So maybe
love.
she just wanted to hurt Lindsay
I think so.
by getting rid of you.
I think so.
Evil.
think
Man,
so.
mean girls running your island.
Oh,
That's rough.
oh,
right,
I guess
let's
I was
take
the
another
mean
one.
boy.
You were the mean boy. No, you were the too nice. You
Well-
weren't naughty by nature. You were nice by nature.
Yeah.
We gotta naughty you up.
Right.
You'll have to take some lessons with Russell.
Yeah, I need to go to
before you go
Russell
back.
school.
I heard he was tweeting you.
I need to go to Russell School.
You need to go to Russell Storm School. No one would ever want to go to that school unless you wanted to play Survivor and get a little tougher.
Listen, man, Russell needs to get his credit.
Or maybe Boston Rob. He would be a good one.
He's a good one too.
Yeah, he's a sports fan. Boston. All right, this one is from Moonlight Drifter. Moonlight Drifter asks, it seemed you and Tony hardly interacted, so did you two ever talk strategy before the merge, other than before going to Tribal Council?
Me and Tony talked strategy quite a bit, and that's I was surprised that they didn't show more of that because I had to stay on Tony. I had to stay on Tony because I seen Tony walking around the beach with everybody.
He was throwing you under the bus.
Yeah, I seen Tony walking around the beach with everybody, so I had to make sure that I stayed in conversations with Tony, and they didn't show a lot of that, but I really was on top of Tony.
Well, we saw it in the last episode where you came to him and you're like, tell me what's going on. And he's like, kind of gave you some sort of like blah, blah. And you're like, that's not the truth. There's something you're not telling me.
Well, see, that was right before Tribal.
It was so good.
That was right before
was
Tribal,
like,
and I see that's what
okay.
kind of made me feel like, something is fishy here.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
And then by then it was too late.
It was too late.
Shoot. Did you know that Tony had an idol?
No.
No suspicion suspicions? or
I knew
anything?
he was walking. I knew he was walking around looking for the idol. I knew he was doing a lot of looking.
Yeah.
But
You never saw a bulge.
I never seen him come back. I never seen the bulge. I never seen. So.
You got to be on the lookout for that bulge.
The bulge.
You got to watch out for it.
Okay.
That's what people are doing these days, you know? All right, Jeremiah asked, do you think you would have worked well with David Sampson had you been given the opportunity to align with each other? It's an interesting question. He's a sports guy.
It's a possibility.
That would have been a really funny
It's a possibility.
combination.
He wanted to, he wanted to play with me.
He did.
Yeah, from conversations that we've had, he wanted to play with me, but you just try to align with whoever you can when you're out there.
Right.
Who's ever out there, that's what you got to work with. If he was out there, then I would have tried to work with him too.
Having seen him play and get voted out first, do you think you guys would have clicked? Do you see like his personality? He's a little aggressive.
He's a little aggressive. So I don't know if we would have clicked because he put his tribe on defense right from the beginning, and I don't think I would have liked that. My whole approach when I hit the pitch was to try to be nice to everybody and try to fill everybody out. Where he immediately put his tribe in a bad position by voting Garrett off, that they thought he was voting Garrett off. So he put himself in a bad position right from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get picked out as the leader.
You know what? They tried, but I was like, no. Sarah was so gung-ho on stepping up and being the leader. I was like, you go right ahead, because the leader usually is the ones that that are going to get knocked off first.
See, you got it. You got the strategy.
So
you know what's
my
up.
whole thing was to stay. I'm 6'10".
Yeah, you're pretty tall.
Yeah,
you don't look that tall next to me because I'm really tall. Sitting in this chair, it's like.
So being 6'10", it was hard for me to hide. So for me to really put myself out there and try to be the leader, I didn't want that. Nah.
Yeah. Do you think you have an advantage because of your height, that you have a higher perspective and you can watch all the madness play out from a higher ground? Like an eagle flying above the chaos?
Well, I love having this perspective from this 6'10" perspective. It's always nice.
You get to look down on everyone else?
I don't like looking down on people. I don't consider it looking down on people. I look on the same level as everyone else. But,
I see everyone's bald spots and gray hairs.
I think my height didn't allow me to blend in with everybody, which was tough. When you're just as tall as everybody else or just a little bit taller, you can kind of blend in with everybody else. But when you're head and shoulders over everybody else, it's hard to blend in with everybody. So, but it's okay.
But you could reach the tall coconuts up on the high branches. That's a gift.
The papayas.
They're going to miss you.
I like to think so.
They are.
I like to think so.
Yeah. How was the food situation for you out there?
The food situation wasn't too bad because we were, I was able to find papayas, found bananas.
Yeah, so you weren't starving?
Nah, I was, the biggest thing was staying hydrated.
Okay. Did you feel weak?
I think the first challenge, half of my tribe we barely made it through the challenge.
Wow.
Because we we hadn't had fire, so we weren't able to boil the water.
Yeah. Were you drinking the rainwater?
It wasn't raining at that time.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't raining at that time, so.
Yeah, the first few days are always the hardest.
Yeah.
Can we fill people in on what happened afterwards with your weight gain and weight loss?
Oh, of course.
All right.
Of course.
I got a little inside scoop before we started chatting.
Yeah.
So you gained a little weight after you got off?
Yes, I lost 25 pounds.
While you were on the island?
While I was on the island. Went home, gained it all back. And
it's not good weight when you gain it back that way.
No,
it's like you gained it back in a week from nachos.
Yeah, it was all fat. So.
What was your favorite food?
I'm from Buffalo. I love wings.
Buffalo wings.
Yeah, I'm from wing country, so.
Get you every time.
Get you, definitely. Saturated fat, right? But the food situation wasn't that bad. It was more the hydration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look great now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've worked pretty hard on dropping those 25 back off.
Okay, so you're back in.
I'm back in
Fighting
game,
weight.
Back in game shape.
Okay.
Back in the
All my
weight.
metaphors are way off tonight. Like, so bad. Let's ask you another question. This one's from Nita. She asked, did Cliff suspect that Trish and Sarah were trying to throw the challenge? Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
I didn't. And you know what? I have to give Sarah credit for really trying to make a big move. Mm-hmm. You know, because I didn't see that. I didn't see the whole Tony and Sarah relationship developing.
You missed it.
I missed that.
Oh, because they did it at night by the fire.
I missed that.
Wow. Did it make you mad looking back?
Oh, that didn't really make me mad. I was just more, a little disappointed that Sarah didn't come to me and ask me about what Tony said.
Yeah.
She bought right into the whole I'm a Cobb, we're Cobb's blue blood thing, and that was disappointing. But it's part of the game.
She seems pretty easy. If you want to plant a seed, you could go ahead and just pop it in there, and she'll take it and run with it.
I think so.
Because Tony didn't even have to do any work.
He didn't.
He's like, I want to get rid of Cliff. Here, let me say something to Sarah.
Exactly.
And then Sarah's like, let's throw the challenge.
Let's get rid of Cliff. I don't like him.
Because when they cut to you at that challenge, though, it did look like you were like onto something. You're like, well, what are these girls doing? It looked like the girls were tanking so hard.
You know what? I was watching the girls because I've seen in past shows where, and I think you were part of one of these female alliances that got rid of all the guys.
Yeah, we did do that.
Got rid of all the guys. So I was, I was trying to stay on top of everything, but it's tough. It's a tough game.
It's a tough game.
Tough game.
Man, are you surprised? Because I feel like you've been through so much. Were you surprised at how tough it was?
I was.
All the different elements?
I was surprised in all the different elements. It was a lot to deal with. You had to deal with the weather. You got to deal with staying up on the social aspect of the game. You got to stay hydrated. You got to eat. You got to.
But you can't.
You got to make sure everything is. You got to stay on so much, and you need food, and you need water. So it's like.
It's just a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
When you're playing basketball, you just get a Gatorade handed to you. Coconut water? Are you drinking that now for your?
Yes,
for your
I'm putting
long
that in with
runs?
my. I'm putting that in with my smoothies.
In your
daily.
NutriBullet?
My NutriBullet.
David Wolf NutriBullet. We love him. All right, here is our last question. I can't believe it's almost over. All right, Allie asks, do you think Tony and Trish will flip back to the bronze or just stay with LJ and Jeffra? I feel like I know the answer to this question.
You know what? I think Tony is going to do whatever he can to stay in with the numbers. He's going to manipulate and try to do whatever he can to keep the game flowing in the direction that he wants it to go in. And Trish is going to try to ride his coattail. I don't see Trish really trying to make major moves because, I wouldn't listen to Trish.
You don't like Trish.
You think?
Oh. So who's your pick to win?
I like Wu. I'm staying with Wu.
Yeah, we like Wu.
Team Wu. I'm all Team Wu.
Okay.
Me and Wu had a really good rapport out there, and I hope he wins it all.
Do you think he's going to be okay now that you're gone? You were his right-hand man.
Yeah, but I think Wu was doing a really good job at flying under the radar.
Okay.
If you just kind of out there.
That's true, because he was like, oh, I don't think we should throw a challenge, but I would get rid of Cliff.
Yeah. So he
Was
just
that
kind
upsetting?
of. It was a little upsetting, but at the end of the day, he didn't throw the challenge.
That's true.
He didn't throw the challenge. I mean, he went all the way down to 16 feet to get a buoy.
Yeah.
And gave me an opportunity to.
Thank God you're a basketball player.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Spencer.
Thank God he was able to get those buoys up in time for me to get a shot at it. So.
Yeah, it would have been brutal. I was screaming at the TV. I hate it when people throw challenges. It makes me so mad. And I was like, no, this isn't how he's going down.
Oh, trust me, my son cried for.
Oh.
Dude, take it easy. It's not happening tonight.
Oh man, thank God, right? That would have been just too devastating.
Oh, my God.
We would have all been upset.
Oh, definitely.
Well, it's been really nice chatting with you.
Oh,
I
you
can't
as
believe our
well.
time is up already. I feel like I have so much I want to know still.
Time flies.
Yeah. Thank you for joining
Oh,
us.
thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. Stick around for the exclusive extended preview, and we will see you again next week. We'll keep this conversation going until then. Bye.
Well, I just want to make a few things on my end clear, just because I just think it's really important. I mean, Lindsay, no,
Trish,
wait,
get
wait,
real.
here, I'm
Get
talking.
real, Trish.
Excuse me, I'm talking for a second. So we totally bamboozled Cliff. He was so clueless that he was going to go home tonight.
You guys just screwed up majorly.
And who do you think your alliances are with?
I don't have any alliances anymore.
No, you don't.
I really-
The core alliance was Lindsay and Cliff. Period. We got rid of Cliff and she's on her own. Let me just make this really clear to you.
Okay.
Moving forward, I will respect you because this is a team moving forward, but I don't like you.
You know what? You disgust me. Everything about you is annoying. Your laugh, your teeth, your face, everything about you I cannot stand. So how about you just back off a little bit and shut up and not talk to me for a little while?
So you're telling us you're not on the team?
I'm telling you what, I'm not on your team. I will never be on your team. I think that you're annoying. I think you're terrible. I think you might be the most
Wait a second.
horrific
I have a
person
question
I've
for you.
ever
Do you
met in
think
my
I'm
life.
annoying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. You know what? Now ask me if I care.
I don't care if you care. That's the beauty about it, is that I can leave here and never think of you ever again.
All right, that's enough. We're done. We all know where we all stand now. Let's just try to make the best of it, man. That's it.
Trisha started in on me, and she is a bully. She's got the mouth as big as a horse, and emotionally, I don't think I can really take it.
I can't even honestly be in
I'm
the
sorry
same
that Cliff is
sand
gone
as
because
you
I know
right
you're
now.
going to really miss him. And I'm
Oh,
sorry about that.
Yeah.
I do not want to play this game with Trisha, so I'm going to take whatever sanity I have left, and I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the time, because I'm not going to do this. I am not going to stick around Trisha's mouth.
Yo, we have no idea where Lindsay is, man. And it's cold out and it's night. I hope she's all right, bro.
I'm sure she's just licking her wound. She's not used to being called out like that.